Hi madam, I am Tharshanan. So today I am going to discuss about risk deviation in office. So what is risk? Risk is usually in our hand. This is risk. So the risk is a joint or region on the lowest animal between the human hand and human arm. Then our wrist consists several little bones and joint that allow our hand moves. And then our wrist got 8 types of bones, little bones that called carpal bones. The carpal bones are usually in triangular, oval and square. There are 8 types of carpal bones in our wrist that known as scaphoid, lunate, trapezium, trapezoid, capitate, hamate, triquetrum and pisiform.
Hello, my name is Jabrison. Today I will present about anatomy of wrist joint. Okay, there are three main joints in hand, and the first is radiocarpal joint. There is the thicker form bone that connect with lower row of wrist bone. This joint is mostly on your wrist thumb side. And the next is ulnocarpal joint. That is the joint between the ulna, known as the thinner form bone, and the wrist bone of the lunate and tricretrum, which is the pinky side of our wrist. And the third is radio-ulnar joint. This joint is within wrist but does not include the wrist bone. It links radius and ulnar ends at the bottom.
Hello, hi. My name is Muhammad Noor Iswan bin Noor Sadat. I want to talk about definition of deviation. Definition of deviation relate to a functional motion in which case the metacarpal bones in the wrist articulates with the radius and ulna to perform side-to-side movement in a limited range of motion. Radial deviation mean that the wrist perform abduction or move the hand in a proximal center direction toward the body, and repetition of this motion, especially under stress, can result in workplace injuries.
Wrist deviation relates to a specific movement with the radius and ulna to conduct side-to-side movement, known as radial deviation and ulnar deviations. Radial deviations means the wrist is adapted to moving the hands toward the body in a specific directions. Then they can happen to workers who are performing their jobs in office environments. Includes the geographical locations and the immediate surroundings of the workplace, such as office buildings. The office can install in almost any locations or buildings, but lighting access utilities and affects its location and designs.
Hello and good morning. My name is Dinesh, and I will be talking to you about types of job in the office that are related to risk deviation. So types of jobs that are related to risk deviation in the office are secretarial works, administration and communication. Types of job in secretarial works that mainly get affected are people who work in writing, people who do bookkeeping, not only that, people who also do data entry. So basically anyone who works in the office that are related to using a computer, a laptop, that they are not ergonomically sit down properly or posture, it will affect your wrist as well due to the bad posture. And also the reason and they get risk deviation also is because they tend to do a repetitive motion, the mouse where you just move the same way. It's like this. When nowadays there are actually ergonomical mouse that you can just hold it sideways. They're actually good for your hand and actually helps to lessen the risk of getting carpal tunnel syndrome as well. And not only that, people who are in communication also tend to get risk deviation due to the countless amount of calls they have to pick up. But that's not such a serious case than people who mainly work in front of a computer for 8 hours or longer doing the same repetitive motion that will actually cause a big impact on their wrist. And that's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, the effect of wrist posture is long weekly hours of keyboard use may lead to aggravate carpal tunnel syndrome. The effect of typing on fluid pressure in the carpal tunnel. A possible mediator of carpal tunnel syndrome are unknown. 20 health subjects participate in a laboratory study to investigate the effect of typing at different wrist posture on carpal tunnel pressure. Of the right hand, altered carpal tunnel pressure, wrist deviation in extension or radial deviation were associated with the increase in pressure.
Assalamualaikum, and my name is Fahmi. So I want to present about control measure for the sprint, inter sprint, and artistic sprint, and triquetrum fracture. First, prevention method for sprint. First, engineer control. Minimize uncomfortable posture with ergonomic. Improvement aim at preserving a typical range of motion. Then administrative control, providing work practice control, task allocation, and counteractive stress break. For example, the employer should give a 15 until 10 minutes for employees to take a break of coffee because they alone they at the chair on the screen. Then education and training process. Employees which undergo interaction in all phases of human performance including ergonomic. Finally, for prevention method for sprint is early intervention process. Refer to the early warning sign of potential accident are there today in your workplace. For example, employer should always give early announcement to their employee about hazard that regarding the warning sign. Then prevention method for artistic pain and repetitive stress injury. A company's employer can improve productivity and minimize injury by designing a person physical environment or fitting an employee in office. Moreover, to get started with ergonomic, worker should follow their guidelines, such as worker should keep their hand in a natural posture when operating on a screen. Then prevention method for triquetrum fracture. Employee should always make sure that they are not carry everything in bigger quantity at the one time in order to finish out too fast. Employees can take a little quantities because their body is not strong to take bigger quantities. They always should keep in mind that safety comes first while handling such as heavy tasks while in the office. So that's it. Thank you.